Hey, today I want to talk about scheduling conflicts and organizing schedules. This is relevant to me right now because just today a bunch of different people and different groups of people have reached out asking to meet up at a certain point, or basically, for the purposes of this video, we'll say these people want to book time on my calendar, right? Obviously, I'm booking time on their calendar. I'm just saying, from my perspective, a slot on my calendar is being blocked out by hanging out with this person or this group of people, right? And these groups range from a bunch of different relationships. There's friends, there's acquaintances, there's clients, and there's mentors. These are all different groups of people who I've been contacting with today. And I would like to book times to meet up with all of them, whether that is just hanging out as a friend, hanging out or meeting up with a client, delivering a photo shoot to a client, assisting a different photographer, or basically being an employee. Not for the sake of this video, being an employee, meeting a new acquaintance, or meeting a new friend. All of these happened today. And one of those four groups ended up scheduling, or one of those four communications with those groups ended up today in a, I guess, booking of my time. And the other three are still open. Now, there's a few concepts that I apply when scheduling, especially with multiple people at the same time. The first is responding in the order that the request came in, right? Ethically, if, let's say I have two clients, client A responded first and said, I will book, I don't know, Tuesday at 8 p.m. And client B responds 1 hour later, hey, can I book Tuesday at 8 p.m.? The second client, ethically, I would say, hey, sorry, client A already booked Tuesday at 8 p.m. We just heard back from them, so I didn't tell you yet, but that's already taken. So you need to reschedule. Client B, you need to reschedule. And this is kind of the same concept that I would use with all these different groups. So for example, someone came to me with a date, an offer, saying, hey, would you like to be an employee at this event at this time and at this date? And I look at my calendar and nothing's on the calendar there. And even though and so I say yes, right? I say yes. Immediately, I go to my calendar and I block off that time and I say to myself, hey, I'm doing this, working as an employee for this time at this date. Now, what happens if I already sent my availability to someone else and I said that I was available during that time? And let's say they come back and they say, oh, can we meet up at that time? A few different things. The first thing that I do is whenever I send out my availability, let's say we're trying to organize, I always preface by saying, right now, at this moment, when I'm sending them my availability, this was over text. Right now, at this moment, my availability is XYZ. So what this does is this always opens the door for me to say, let's say they wait a week to respond, or like a few days or something, and other things have been booked, and they select a time that's already been booked. And then I tell them, oh, just be honest, like, hey, my availability before was that, but I got booked up since then. That doesn't work. So that's super simple. It's better to over communicate on the front end, okay? So whenever talking about scheduling with someone, on the front end, definitely over communicate. Like, hey, this is my availability right now. tell them I'm talking to 3 other people about scheduling right now, just letting you know in case those dates get taken, that's why, or something like that. Or I think in my case, I said, and today this happened, I said this exact thing. I said, here's my availability right now. And then I said, please try to let me know soon because I am also waiting to hear back from other clients about booking, and I've given them the same dates and times. So over communicate. I tell them the truth. I'm like, hey, I have this client who I literally just gave the same availability to, and I'm giving you the same availability. These dates or times could be taken if they book before you. Just tell them. That's it. Then when they come back and say, here's the date, and then it's already been taken by the other client, you already gave them a heads up. You already, I'm forgetting the word. You already told them. You already, I guess, primed them with the knowledge that it could be taken. So it's not really a surprise when you say, yes, actually it has been taken, right? If you didn't give them a heads up and you're like, this is my availability, they wait 3 days, they respond back and no, it's already taken, and you tell them, then they could be blindsided. What do you mean you're taken? This is, you said your availability, blah, blah, blah. But like, you should definitely preface it by saying, right now, this is the availability, and also, I've given this out to other people and it could be booked. So this is how I go about it. Also, I use a software for booking. In this case, I don't really use like a software with my friends to book in my calendar. I feel like that's a little bit sterile. Like if I'm like, hey, like you want to hang out Friday night with my friend, like I'm not gonna send them like a link saying like, yeah, book a slot on my calendar to get a drink on a Friday night. Like, come on guys, what is this? Like, I'm not doing that. But for example, inbound leads or new clients, yes, I'll definitely send them a link over a calendar because I don't know this person. I don't really want to go back and forth with them over text. It's kind of a pain. Maybe they would appreciate that. I don't know. Let me know if, as a new client, you would appreciate that more than just booking with a link and then you select the time that you want to meet. How I do it is I use Calendly. It's a booking software. How I do scheduling of inbound leads is I link my Calendly to my Google Calendar, and then whenever I have like an event, and I also set the hours. So like I work full time, so I set the hours to be outside of my working hours that I'm available, and then I have for all my events I have like a buffer that I set for each type of event, either before and after the event, or just before or only after. And then whenever I'm like gonna hang out with friends, I just block off. I put in my calendar. I block off the time just so that no one books time. So yeah, I'm not gonna send my friends like a link. But as a new client, let me know. Would you prefer to just like get a text saying, "Hey, when do you want to meet?" Or would you prefer to go in with a link and then like click a time that works best for you and book it? I don't know. Let me know. But this is how I handle scheduling. So I guess I'll title this video "How I Handle Scheduling as a New York City Photographer" or something like that. By the way, if you don't know me and you made it this far, which based on my statistics, not a lot of people make it this far in the video. But if you made it this far, my name is Max. I own Glacier NYC. We are a headshot photography business located in New York City. I also work full-time in construction management here in the city, focusing on MEPs. So, if you made it this far, thanks. Have a good one.